And for people that, don't really know a lot about cards, like this card will buy you a house.
Yeah, I would.
Or two.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Paolo Gonzalez and I am a card collector. We are here back in Sommers Sports Cards. Join me again, Brandon Sommers.
How you guys doing?
I'm doing great, man. Now, before anything else, when the first episode showed up, you said Mac Jones is someone to invest on. 3 days after, his SGC 10, that's an SGC card. One sold for $2,500, one $3,000, but right now it's $300 to $500. I mean, is that how quick you see it rising?
Yep. I knew Mac Jones as soon as I seen that. I was like, man, Mac Jones is somebody to jump on, and I get a pretty good read off of quarterbacks and stuff, and NFL. That's my specialty, NFL.
So another one is Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence is a good long-term buy. Right now, buy his stuff because it's cheap, because they had a really bad year. But yeah, I think next year is going to be something to watch out for.
Now, we're here back for a couple of reasons. Number one, they want to see those Kevin Durant jerseys at the back. So if you notice, we use a different angle.
Yeah, okay.
And second, I always wanted to see your collection.
Yep.
And you said you got monsters.
So I actually made a trip down to the safety deposit box at the vault at the bank. And I got some goodies to show you guys.
So just to explain to the Philippine audience, right here, you can put your valuables like trading cards in the bank in a vault. Kinuha pa niya to sa bangko para lang malabas at mapakita sa atin. So excited na ako. I'm very excited to see this. Let's start, man.
All right, man. What do you guys want to see first?
Let's do basketball first.
Basketball? All right. So going back off of something we talked about last week, there's a LaMelo Ball True National Treasures out of 99 RPA.
Well, that's a holy shit to begin with, my man. Now, just to give context, this exact card is very, very familiar to me because when Panini released National Treasures, this was one of the cards they were featuring because LaMelo Ball hasn't been signing for quite some time during that time.
Right.
And this was the first and the debut of the quote-unquote new LaMelo signature.
Yeah, this one was acquired probably the month after National Treasures basketball came out. It was just a card that I had to have for my collection. I am a big believer in LaMelo Ball, and
I have to.
What better card? Absolutely. What better card to have than one of his best cards, if not his best card on the market.
Is this a jersey?
It's a triple patch piece. So usually you see one color pieces.
Yeah.
And usually see them in like 7s or 8s because National Treasures is such hard grades. And the fact that it's in a PSA 9 with a 3-color patch, it's a holy grail to have. So like for perspective, a Luka Doncic like this, PSA 1010, recently just sold for $780,000. So this is LaMelo Ball 9 obviously, but with LaMelo's potential, I think this could one day be half of that.
Yeah, and for a thick card, it's so hard to get a 9.
Yeah, it's not an easy grade at all. So that's definitely one I wanted to share with you guys. We'll go another one, a super limited set here. I'll take it out of this thing for you guys. So the coveted 0304 Exquisite set. This is Carmelo Anthony's 0304 Exquisite out of 99 with a multicolor patch. To put into perspective for people that don't know maybe about the 0304 set, so the LeBron James of this card is worth $3 to $4 million. And this is Carmelo, who obviously is very undervalued. When we talk about things to buy, I think this is definitely a very undervalued person here, who is Carmelo. It's one of the greatest scorers of all time.
That's the next question I was going to ask you. Like, why do you think because his draft class is so stacked that his prices are so undervalued? I mean, if he would be in a different draft class, he would
be the number one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think that definitely does have to do with something for sure. As far as, Chris Bosh. I mean, but Bosh kind of fell off a little bit,
he did.
But this is just a super coveted card to have for any, basketball collector or let alone Carmelo collector.
Yeah. Comparing like the LaMelo and the Carmelo that you have right now, which would you prefer more when it comes to RPAs for rookies? Would you want the current one or the older one?
Design-wise, 0304 Exquisite for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, if you just look at the the two of them together. I love the big patch window, but there's just something about the 0304. You know,
yeah,
there's something about it.
although the bigger patch looks cool, there is like a mystique to this. Although both of them are out of 99.
Yep. So out of 99 is always going to be a true RPA.
And that's what I was saying. Like, it's graded 7. It's so hard to grade an RPA.
Yep.
So that 9 for LaMelo. Wow.
Here's another one. This is a guy I like a lot. Ice Trey, Mr. Trey Young, immaculate RPA, gold to 10, numbered to 10, and it's a pop 1.
A pop 1.
Yeah.
You're the only one who has.
Only one who has this one.
Oh my gosh. Look at this, man. Look at that. Like, again, a lot of people are saying this is the true RPA of Trey Young. It looks so beautiful in person. I don't know if the video would do it justice, but while I'm returning it to you, a lot of people are worried that, you know, the current cards right now, the modern cards of Luka, Trey, their prices are going down. I mean, what are your thoughts with regards to that? Do you think it's best to hold or sell?
So I would definitely say, as far as what's going on right now, is a small market recorrect, but it's also the holiday times, you know. A lot of times come holiday, people don't have the extra income to throw around to sports cards and stuff, so they look to things to sell, such as sports cards and stuff of that nature, to get money for Christmas and stuff like that. So I think right now it's a great buying opportunity for guys like Trey Young, Luka Doncic, LaMelo Ball. You know, I just love LaMelo Ball.
Yeah,
That's why I keep going back to LaMelo.
But if we go to a Trey Young base prism, would it be still good to buy one right now, or to just focus on, you know, the parallels or the autos?
So something about Prism is they make so much Prism that the base cards I don't think are going to hold long-term value. I think the serial numbered and the parallels are always going to be the things that hold long-term value for any collector.
Personally, I do see it like how the Ken Griffey card was. You know, in the beginning it was selling high, but like through time, if you have the patience to hold it,
you'll do good.
You'll do good. Yeah. Now we've seen some basketball. Are we still in basketball?
Yeah, you want to still do basketball?
Yeah, let's do basketball.
All right, let's keep it going. Let's see what we got here. This is one of my favorites. This is Anthony Davis's rookie logo man in a 9.5, and it's got a diamond. So this is game used from his rookie year with a diamond in a 9.5 True Gem holder by Beckett from Flawless. And this is one of his earliest known logo men in existence.
Oh shit. Now this is a real diamond, right?
Real diamond. And so like a lot of times they'll put cubic zirconiacs in the cards, but Panini actually put real VVS diamonds in these ones for the being what it is.
My hands are shaking, so I'll return it to you. But
no, you're fine.
I mean, that's the beauty of like the logo man, like seeing it in person. I understand now why it has such a premium price, because there's only one logo man in every player's
on jersey.
card.
Yep.
Yeah, on jersey. So
you know, we'll I have a big card we're gonna end with, but we're gonna keep going to more basketball right now. We'll do going with logo men. How about Damian Lillard, game used logo man autograph, PSA 910. So again, a 9 on one of these thick cards.
Wow.
And a very hard card to find for any collector, and it's again a 101 from National Treasures.
What are your thoughts about Damian Lillard?
Love him. I think Damian Lillard is a super undervalued superstar in the NBA right now.
Oh shit, it's a 1 of 1.
Yep.
Oh.
So most logo men are going to be 101.
Okay, I get it now.
The Anthony Davis too, going back to the Anthony Davis, you could see.
Oh man.
1 of 1 by the shoe right down there.
Wow. So nice. When it comes to Damian Lillard, there's a lot of speculation he's going to be traded or whatnot. So I mean, is it the perfect time to buy some Dame while
buy
he's
Damian Lillard? Buy Damian Lillard, trust me.
And like his 2012 Prism is still like
very expensive.
Yeah, very expensive compared to like the current ones.
But that's also because they made less back then.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? The supply and demand is a lot less. We'll go with another great one here.
Yeah, the GOAT.
Championship moments. This is from when he won the championship. Kobe Bryant on-card autograph in a BGS 9 holder. And this is a coveted set from National Treasures. So one of the hardest sets to come by is this card right here.
So one thing that I've noticed and what I have been asking all around is that, Kobe Bryant had a lot of different signatures throughout his career.
Yes.
And sometimes they say like he's very accommodating to fans, that like if they're walking in the dugout and you give a paper, he'd sign it. How hard is it for you as for someone who would be selling you memorabilia to like authenticate?
There's professionals out there like JSA, PSA guys we have at our exposure for that reason, just because they've seen it all. They have examples of all the autographs that are out there, and it's just kind of tough because unfortunately there is a lot of shady people in this business that will forge stuff like that.
Yeah.
And there's no really rhyme or reason to,
The reason I asked that because Kobe Bryant went a lot of times in the Philippines. For the Filipino audience watching right now, if someone would sell to you let's say a signed card that he said Kobe signed, would you rather tell that person to just buy a JSA authenticated one, or take the risk, have it authenticated?
Take the risk, have it authenticated, because if you believe it truly is, it has to look good. You have to compare it to other examples that Kobe Bryant has signed. But if it truly does look good, then, you definitely take the risk.
There you go, guys. Let's see some more.
This is one of my personal favorites. This one means a lot to me. So this is Kobe Bryant's final game autograph. So this is one of the last known autographs that Kobe Bryant signed, and it's from his final game at Staples Center, numbered to 125. So this is one of the most coveted cards that there is right now for Kobe Bryant. And this, like I said, it means a lot just because of what, the story behind it.
So just to give you context of what happened during Kobe's last game, everything in the Philippines stopped the same way how when a Pacquiao fight happens.
Really?
Yeah. All of the drivers had to go to some side and watch the whole game because that's how much they respect someone like Kobe. And wow, man, I'm really speechless. And it's just like 2 numbers less from his original jersey number.
Yeah, so 10 was actually his USA Olympic jersey
number. Oh, okay.
Number.
There we go.
So a little kind of fun fact,
Okay, there we go.
Let me see what else I got in my box of goodies over here. This guy was pretty good. Michael Jordan Championship Trophy autograph, UD Black, and it's actually got the trophy on there.
So you say he's pretty good?
I'm just messing with you. Yeah, the greatest of all time, guys.
Of course. Because the next question I would ask is, who's the GOAT?
No, he's the GOAT. He's by far the GOAT.
Man, that's a beautiful autograph.
Bold on-card autograph of the greatest to ever do it.
Is this like a game-worn patch, or?
So it's a manufactured patch, but it's a super hard card to find. Like, I've seen 2 of those cards of that exact set, exact year, 2 in my whole lifetime, and I own one of them. So I've really only seen one other one, and it could have been this one. I don't know.
Yeah, going to that, man, like, we're not even halfway, guys, but you have such a lot of amazing cards. As someone who owns a shop, like, how many % would you say I'll keep for myself? Or
very few. I would honestly say on a probably monthly basis, we probably sell through 15 to 20,000 cards. Doesn't matter, and that's ranging from minimum $100, maximum $100,000, but there's very few that I pull off to the side, but I just know they're special.
Yeah.
Like ones that come across your path that you're like, man, this is going to be really hard for me to replace one day. So let me put that one away.
Is there a card that got away? The one that you had in your hand, then you sold, and you realized I shouldn't have sold that?
Yeah, it was a Tom Brady Super Bowl Shield 101 autograph, game used shield. I sold it to a couple friends of mine, really good friends of mine, actually.
Okay. At least it's in the family.
Yeah, really good friends of mine, but that's one that I'm like, I wish I could have that thing back. And there's a couple cards that have slipped from my hands, but it happens.
Yeah, I mean, look what you have now. But
so we'll go to another guy, a guy that I sell cards to, Stephen Curry. This is an exquisite 9.5. So there's only 13 copies in a 9.5 of his exquisite rookie autograph.
Wow.
So this is a beautiful card and a must-have for any Stephen Curry collector.
And yes, Curry is, like, I would say the hottest when it comes
to
cards right now. Like, when you're checking the metrics, it's mostly GSW players who have their cards rising up. Aside from KD. I wish when I came here last October, I bought some Curry, because
Curry stuff is really, just for collectors to understand this one. So like I bought this card last year for, I want to say, $17,000.
Yeah.
And right now I think it's a little over $60,000.
Shucks. Do you feel that there's going to be a correction, or do you feel that it's just going to continue going up?
Stuff like this will not be corrected because it was low to begin with. You know,
There
the
you
stuff that's
go.
going to be corrected is, unfortunately, like I said, the prism base cards and stuff like that, because some of those things reached highs that they should never have reached.
Yeah. But that's a beautiful Curry autograph. Does he know you have it?
Yeah, he knows I have that one. He mainly likes his big, huge 101s, like things
Okay.
that are like crazy expensive. And not saying that's not crazy expensive, but
That is crazy expensive, but I'm sure he would just cherry pick.
yeah, he likes like perfect ones.
Yeah.
So we got 2 more cards for basketball to show you guys.
Yeah, sure.
So going back to the most coveted set, 0304 Exquisite. This is game worn Michael Jordan patch autograph, first ever Exquisite 0304 with a triple color on card patch autograph.
Oh man.
So this card is honestly one of my favorite cards in my collection, just being what it is.
Yeah, man, I wouldn't see you letting go of this. The auto is so beautiful. Are you the one who had this graded?
Yeah, so I had it graded, but a funny story with that is I actually have the original box that the guy pulled it out of as well, the 0304 box.
Oh man.
So this actually came from a buddy of ours who was a farmer down in Denver, and he had this, and the rest is history.
Oh, there you go, guys. Farming goes a long way. Man, that's so beautiful.
So we'll go with the last card for basketball, which is my holy grail of my collection, in my opinion, right?
Oh man.
So this is a card that, you asked me a card that got away. This
Yeah.
card actually got away from me 3 times,
Okay.
but I finally secured it the 4th time. So this is a game-worn LeBron James logo man, numbered to
man.
3.
Oh man.
And this is actually worn the year he won the finals for the first time in Cleveland. So this is a finals. This is the first year from the finals, LeBron James logo man.
Yeah, it's also out of 3.
And for people that, don't really know a lot about cards, like this card will buy you a house.
Yeah, I would
Or
be
2.
like I would be very certain that a person who's not that into cards would know that this card can buy a house. You won't let this go for the 4th time now.
No, this one's staying with me. This one's going to my daughter.
Oh, that's so nice.
So-
And yeah, speaking of like LeBron's cards are down right now, but I mean, like I always say, long-term hold is going up. So yeah,
so
man.
just to put it into perspective, not to throw numbers around, but a Michael Jordan game used logo man right now, you cannot buy one for under $1 million. So, and LeBron is about half of that, right? So,
But like in let's say 10 years, that would be a mansion in a car, right?
right, yeah, exactly, yeah. In 10 years, that could be a lot.
Oh man.
So let's go. What do you want to go with next?
Man, surprise me.
All right, let's go football next.
Let's
I love
go football.
So let me see what I got over here. So I just have a few football cards that I like a lot. So we'll go with a Superfractor 101 Tom Brady Super Bowl autograph.
Oh man.
101 Spectra.
Well, I guess it's okay that you let go of the last one if you have that.
Yeah, this is Tom Brady's my favorite football player of all time. So I do have a Contenders autograph as well, which is not here.
Yeah,
But that's his best rookie.
Yeah, I'm starting to like Tom Brady, like getting myself immersed into of course, if I get immersed into football trading cards, I also get to learn what he did for the sport.
Yes.
And yeah, I would say, and correct me if I'm wrong, he's like the counterpart of Jordan when it comes to football
Yeah.
and basketball. And he's still active right now.
Oh, he's still kicking it.
Yeah, and I mean,
He's still swinging.
he's still like in the MVP race for his age.
Absolutely.
Which is crazy, because like basketball players would be 41 at best, and he's already
He's still killing it.
he's killing it indeed.
So this is another good one. This is the 2nd year flawless Patrick Mahomes 1/1 laundry tag game worn autograph. So another GOAT category who's in discussions right now. This is like I said, his 2nd year card, so a very iconic card to have, and just a 1/1 again.
Wow, this is a beautiful laundry tag. When you first saw Mahomes play, did you already like forecast he's gonna be this?
I'll be honest with you. A lot of people will say, "Oh yeah, I saw it happening," but I did not see it coming. I did not see Mahomes being what he's gonna be. and you know, now I have his cards in my collection. So I guess, so here's a story for the fails, right?
Okay.
I had 3 national treasures, 2 out of 99, 1 out of 15 of Patrick Mahomes, true RPAs.
RPA.
I sold them for
Okay.
$5,000, all 5.
Oh man.
And I was like, man, I screwed that guy over, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I got that guy. Well, right now the out of 15 just sold for $180,000, and the out of 99s, one of them got a PSA 10. So
Oh,
that card's
man.
worth over $500,000 alone. So I lost about $1 million worth of cards by selling them for $5,000.
And that's when you started to like really focus and forecast and speculate who the better.
Yep.
Well-
That's when I'm like, I'm never letting this happen again. My last football card for right now, well, there's a story behind this one first. So it's a passing the torch autograph of Walter Payton and then also Barry Sanders.
Oh.
So the story behind these ones is actually kind of crazy. So the cards are numbered, as you can see here, 44 out of 1,500. So there's only 100 of these signed, okay? Well, the first 50 were signed by Walter Payton and Barry Sanders, right? So Barry Sanders signed all 100 of them.
Okay.
Walter Payton signed the first 50.
Okay.
He thought he only had to sign 50. They sent back the 50 other ones to be signed. He was already passed away by that time.
Oh.
So this is a holy grail piece for any football collector. And there's very few with a 9.5, but yet alone with a 10 autograph on both autographs.
And yeah, this is a thick card as well. This isn't your regular 35.1. Wow. And this won't go away.
No, that one won't be going anywhere either. There's something about being in Chicago too. It's a holy grail piece.
Before we move on, like, how did you get that card again?
Just actually brought up to me from a trade show, you know. I've had that card for probably 3 years now.
So when someone brings you a card in trade shows that you really like, how do you keep your poker face on?
So the guy that I bought the LeBron James from, he knew my poker face was out the door because I'm pretty good with keeping a straight face, you know.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, it's cool, you know, I've seen these before, but this card was the one that he knew my bluff.
Because it's hard, especially like me right now looking at those cards. If I had the money and someone sold it to me, you know, I would be willing to pay for a premium.
Yep.
Just because I know the future implications of it.
What people need to realize too is I do this for job, right? But I also do it for fun. But you also got to ask yourself, you know, you can't let your business and your heart get involved with things. There's been plenty of cards I've seen at shows that I'm like, I'm not letting this card leave my possession, but the number just didn't make sense, so I had to let it go. You know,
For sure.
It doesn't matter what it is. If the number's right, it makes sense. But if you're not comfortable, don't buy it.
How do you immediately like figure out a price for it? Because I've seen you buy cards and you immediately have a price in mind. Is it because of the knowledge you had for those years?
So I've studied cards since I was 10 years old, 11 years old. You know, I've done this very long and I've seen so much stuff. You know, a lot of people, they see a lot of stuff, but even in school, I wasn't doing schoolwork. I was looking at eBay comps. I still study eBay comps to this day. At night, when I go home, I scroll through eBay comps all night long because the market changes every single day.
It is.
And just to be on top of it is something that, you know, I want to be one step ahead of everybody else.
Yeah, they do change a lot. Now, what sport are we on right now?
So we're gonna change it up a little bit. We're gonna go with the hottest thing right now, which is Formula One. So talking about Michael Jordan, this is the greatest Formula One driver of all time. 7 world championships, Lewis Hamilton, who unfortunately lost, he was robbed by Max Verstappen. But, yeah.
Now, I would assume you're very new to Formula One. How quickly did you have to do your research when you see this thing blowing up?
So actually, my dad and my cousin who works here, Mitchell, they both talked about it a little bit as it was coming up. They both actually surprisingly watched it and told me, hey, you know, check this out. And I'm like, man, it's like NASCAR. You know, I don't like NASCAR. But then one day I was at the shop and a race was on in a Sunday, and I'm like, holy cow, this is super fun. Like, this is super cool to watch.
So I'm really clueless. What's the difference between Formula One and NASCAR?
NASCAR is just track cars, you know. But Formula One is the best of the best cars. You know, McLaren, Mercedes,
Yeah.
Ferrari.
Now I get it. Because like I do see cars of
You
like
see-
the logo.
So for NASCAR, it's Ford, it's Chevy, it's
Okay.
stuff like that. But this is the top of the line, you know. And NASCAR drivers go 150 miles an hour, if I had to guess, 100 miles an hour. And you look at Formula One drivers go 300 miles an hour in these.
I guess I'm starting to absorb it. Like certain car companies are just exclusive to F1 and the others are to NASCAR, right?
So the thing that really got me right is, you guys watch TV, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a Rolex commercial on TV?
Yeah.
But you don't see many of them, right? You
Yeah.
see very few. But for Formula One, you see Rolex everywhere, right?
Yeah.
So Rolex made a thing saying that they don't do a lot of commercials because their target audience isn't sitting around watching TV. They want to get the guys that are hustling, the guys that are moving. But they know how much money and how much everything is in Formula One. And I'll be honest with you, I got on the hype before it all blew up.
Okay.
I'm actually currently sitting on a sealed case, graded a 10 basically,
Yeah.
of Topps Chrome Formula One, a sealed case.
Is it too late for people watching to get into F1?
No, I don't think so. I think that there's still a lot of room to grow. For example, Topps Chrome Lewis Hamilton rookie cards. I think they're trading at about $150 to $200 raw. And I think that is a great buy. I think that card goes to $1,000 a year from now. A year from now, we're going to come back to this video and we're going to see
Okay.
what those cards are at, okay?
Who knows? It might be 3 days like the Mac Jones.
So-
Let's see more.
We'll go with baseball now.
Okay.
So this is some baseball. This is the hottest player in baseball right now. Well, in my opinion. 101 Mike Trout Game Used Logo Man autograph. 9.510.
Yeah, going to that, I was just listening to a podcast earlier where they say, like a few years ago, you could buy a Mike Trout autograph for $10.
Yep.
And that card would be 100 times more.
Yep. So Mike Trout stuff is, he's putting up numbers better than Mickey Mantle. And I bought that card because I looked at it as, if he is the next Mickey Mantle, I have a Logo Man autograph in a 9.5 of Mickey Mantle.
That's so nice. Going to those people seeing it's a 9.5, there is this debate that, you know, a PSA 10 versus a BGS 9.5. Could you settle the score for people watching right now?
So I used to be a believer that I like 9.5s and that 9.5s and PSA 10s were close, but PSA 10s are the substandard of everything, you know. I just personally, for me, this is stuff I don't plan on selling for a long time, right? But just compare the two labels, right? The gold versus the red. I love the gold look. I mean, I think eye appeal, everybody will say, yeah, the Beckett cases are, I mean, what's your take on that? Just eye appealing wise, don't you think that
Yeah.
it's just beautiful, isn't it?
And that's the reason why I also like the SGC case, because it's so sleek. I would say that like a PSA, I think people just got so used to it. But that's the same reason why people don't enjoy the CSG or HGA, because the color is too...
It's too bland.
Yeah.
So going back to Logo Men for baseball, this is another 9.5 Logo Man, Derek Jeter, game worn.
Wow.
So he doesn't have many Logo Men, and I've seen a couple of his Logo Men that are actually cut in half and put on other patch pieces.
Okay, because
So this is actually a full Logo Man of Derek Jeter, and I think there's less than 5 of these in existence. But this is a 101 from this set.
Wow, look at that. So does Jeter still sign for Panini? Or?
So Derek Jeter, he's been retired. He retired, and so he actually only signs exclusively for Topps. But he still does sign, but he doesn't have a ton of stuff out there. But I mean, when I seen this come up, like I said, game worn Logo Man, it crossed off all the checklists for me.
For sure. Going back to LaMelo, he's signing for Panini right now. Do you feel that when Fanatics takes over, he wouldn't be able to sign for them, or?
I think what's going to happen is that whole thing is going to get bought out. I think Fanatics is going to buy out Panini.
Okay.
Because that's my inside
I
scoop.
feel so too. Like, I've been listening to what he's saying now, because it was different back then during the Nationals. Right now, he's saying that all the companies would stay the same. We're just making partnerships.
Yeah.
So I feel like either he's going to buy a part of it or license.
Because they have to, you
Yeah.
know, because if they get in bad standings with Panini, who knows what Panini could do to the hobby.
It's
You
true.
know?
That's the thing, you know, the fear that Panini might overproduce and everyone would have a one of one already. So that's the crazy part.
So continue with the baseball thing. We'll go to a couple Holy Grail pieces here now. This is a Pop 1 PSA 10, number to 7 from a very exclusive set. Mickey Mantle autograph, PSA 10.
Now I have to ask, how did you get into this card? How did it come in your hands?
So actually, a friend of mine sold me not only this card, but the next 2 cards you guys are about to see as well.
Wow.
So that's a piece of his game used bat,
Mhm.
and then that's his signature.
Yeah, well, one of the beautiful things about Mantle is like his half moon
Yeah.
M's.
Okay.
I mean, thank you now for showing me that. I think it'll be a while before I get my hands into those grails that you've shown so far.
Well, here I'll go with a couple other beautiful ones here. How about Lou Gehrig 9510 autograph number to 4. This is a super iconic set, and it's honestly one of the rarest autographs to get. And in a 9.510, I think there's probably less than 5 of these in existence
Yeah.
in this grade, you know.
So if you notice, I've been speaking less throughout the episode just because my
It
hands...
gets a little better and better.
Yeah, and my hands are shaking. Like, this is history. Like, I'm holding a piece of history in my hands. You know, we've talked about like MJ being the GOAT in basketball, Brady in football,
Babe Ruth.
Babe Ruth. Do you have something
So,
from the Bambino there?
I told you I got 3 cards from the guy.
Okay.
I'm going to skip one of them right now, and I'm going to go back to it in a minute, because this is another Babe Ruth piece that I have, which is actually his 1-of-1 game-used bat knob. So it's the bottom of his bat that was used in a game. And I've been contacted by Golden Auctions many times to sell this card, and I just will not sell it. I won't part with it, and it's just, you'll never be able to find another one.
So, just so curious because I am not familiar. Golden Auctions, they contact the cards they want to have on auction, or you have the option?
Usually you contact
Yeah, that's
them.
what I know.
Yep,
That's
so
what
when they contact you,
It means-
it's special.
Oh man.
So now we'll go back to my second favorite card in my collection. The LeBron Logo Man is my favorite, but
Yeah.
this is the highest graded autograph in existence. This is a BGS 9510 Babe Ruth autograph, number to 3.
Oh man. And looking at it, that's a beautiful autograph because usually the ones you've shown me of Lou Gehrig and Babe Ruth,
They're a little light.
Yeah,
and you
they're-
can't see them. This is beautiful. It's upper deck. It's never leaving my collection.
it shouldn't leave your collection. Your daughter should enjoy this as well.
Hopefully that'll buy her mansion one day, you know.
Hopefully it doesn't, so she could keep it
Yes,
and pass it
yes.
all on to the next one.
So that's definitely my favorite baseball card as far as just everything about it. It's an incredible card, you know.
It is. Now, while we're pulling the next one, you feel that your daughter would be into cards, like seeing her right now?
You know, she's 2 years old now,
Yeah.
so I'm not really sure. She likes Pokemon.
Oh, that's a good
So,
thing.
yeah,
That's a good
she
thing.
plays with the cards, you know. She doesn't know to keep them in good condition, right?
Yeah.
But when we were kids, I used to put them in my bike spokes. I used to
Exactly.
throw them at each other.
And that's where you come in to teach her when she comes of age.
Yeah, say, whoa, you know, you got to take care of this thing. But, you know, hopefully she'll like them.
Yeah, because she's been hanging out a lot
At
here.
the shop.
Yeah.
Going with baseball, we'll go to some vintage now. Vintage
Okay.
baseball, which will probably be the last segment of stuff for today.
Sure.
So this is a 1948-49 Leaf Jackie Robinson rookie card in a 5.5.
Wow.
Super tough grade. These cards usually get ones
Yeah.
or authentics.
Yeah. I could say that the highest I've seen of a vintage is a 5.
Yep.
And yeah, I think getting a 5.5 is similar to getting a 10 right now for the modern cards.
So there's just 2 more as well going to Jackie Robinson rookie cards. I have just a couple of them just because of...
Yeah, wow. And how did you get into these cards? Like,
So these ones, I've actually purchased a big vintage collection recently, and some of the stuff you just don't sell. You know,
yeah.
like I said, it's hard to replace, but we'll skip these 3 for right now. We'll go with this one right here. So this is a 1954 Hank Aaron 5 PSA rookie. So it's a decent card. It's nothing crazy, but it's just an iconic card nonetheless. You know.
For sure. Is that a card that you are willing to let go, or?
Yeah, this is probably one I'd be willing to let go.
Let's say the logo, man, if someone offers you 4 times of what you feel it's worth, would you sell it?
Probably. As much as I love this stuff,
Yeah.
it all has a price. So this is a super big grade. This is a 1979 OPG Wayne Gretzky PSA 8.
That is one of, I mean, that's a grail for me. Like, thank you for showing this to me.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I've learned from talking to other people in the hobbies, that when OPG was making their cards, when they were cutting it, they were using like a wire.
Yep.
That's why you wouldn't get like the perfect cuts.
Yep, you get serrated edges because it's...
So
a snap.
having it at an 8.
An 8 is basically a 9, and
Yeah.
a 9 is basically a 10.
Wow, so beautiful. Thank you, man. Thank you for
No
showing.
problem. So then here's the 3 last cards we'll end with. These are 3 beautiful examples too. So these are 1933 Gaudy Babe Ruths. There's a 3. There's a 3. And there's a 3.5. So, and then on the backs here, I'll just take this off. You can see it says George Herman Babe Ruth. So his name is George Herman Ruth, but the Great Bambino is where he got his nickname.
Yeah, I noticed also that like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, he had a rookie card with a different
Lou
name.
Alcindor.
Yeah, and these are coming off chewing gums, right?
Yep. So these came out of gum packs back in the day. So just, I mean, the history behind these are, and if you look at a card like that, if you show it again, I mean, look at the color of that card. That card is from 1933, and it's still got the beautiful eye appeal color and everything.
The age of this card is older than the 3 of us combined.
Combined, absolutely, yeah.
Thank you for showing your cards to us. But yeah, if you could give advice to people who are starting in the game.
Yeah, I mean, you know, look, you guys heard my story from before, how I started, right? And, you know, if you believe in it and you want something, just go get it, you know? Like, I worked really hard to get to where I am. And like I said, I think there's a lot of good investing points right now with the market where it's at. I mean, I think people need to really focus in right now on parallels for Prism or numbered Prism, you know? Don't chase the base, chase the numbered stuff.
There you go. And another thing is that I felt that people got too like exposed to the flipping, where like last year you could buy a Trae Young, get it graded, and get 10 times it, which is not really the case. That's a special thing that happened.
That'll never happen again.
Yes, it's really long-term holding.
It's long-term holding of stuff like this, you know. And also, if people do have cards like this, I highly recommend you do like we do. I mean, we have it at a safety deposit box that's guarded at the bank. You know, I mean, this stuff is...
Yeah.
It doesn't matter about how much insurance you have on it. It's irreplaceable.
It's irreplaceable. Like, even if they pay you back, you'll never see a 1-of-1 logo man again.
No.
Now, before we end, let's just give them a quick rundown of the current roster. Basketball, you're into LaMelo. Football, you're Mac Jones. Who's your baseball guy?
Baseball guy right now?
Or if we could go also to the current roster, like the current rookies in the NBA, who would you say is...
Jalen Green.
Jalen Green.
Jalen Green. He's the number 1 pick, but Jalen Green that kid's really, really good.
He's going to be something. So
yeah, I'm going to be looking for his National Treasures rookie card when it comes out. But as far as baseball goes, it's a tough one because there's so many prospects that come up in baseball, and a lot of them just burn out. I mean, honestly, baseball is a very tough one. It's a gamble. I'll say it now, Fernando Tatis. Tatis's rookie cards this year, they were a rookie card in 2016, but I have a feeling those cards are gonna 2, 3, 4x this year.
There we go, Fernando Tatis. And hockey? Do you have someone in hockey?
Connor McDavid.
Connor McDavid.
Connor McDavid. Connor McJesus.
Connor McJesus. I guess it's time you invite them. We still have that trade night happening January 8th.
Yes, guys, please. 1056 Sutton Road, Streamwood, Illinois. January 8th trade night. Food, pizza, anything. Trade night. You know, we'll have TV sports on and live breaks, music. It'll be a good time. Everybody come out here and have a good time.
Yeah, can't wait to be there. Thank you again, man.
No problem. Thanks for having me, guys.